Hi, welcome back to the garden. Today is Sunday, July 24th. We're going to talk about superfoods. And no, I'm not going to talk about beets, but they are related to beets. Yesterday's episode drew quite a few comments. Several people asked about the tall red flower in the background. That'd be amaranth. Last year we grew some amaranth in containers. They didn't get very big, but I got quite a few small seed heads. I planted them because they were red and they were kind of pretty, and they said you could eat the seed. After yesterday's episode and being asked, I did a little more studying on what you can do with amaranth. I'm absolutely amazed. I never knew this. Amaranth is a grain that came from Mexico. It's gluten-free, high in protein, high in antioxidants. You can use it as an animal fodder. You can eat the leaves, and you can eat the seeds. Early this year, we started quite a few amaranth in the grow trays, and I really didn't know what to do with them. But since I made that rule, you got to plant something every time you come out, I've got amaranth now scattered throughout the garden. This is the latest one, and obviously they need room because in the container they never got very big. It's a really nice cereal substitute if you want to get away from rice or wheat or corn. And this was a very small little cluster, and it's already grown bigger than what was in the containers. Now when I planted this popcorn, I also seeded in some amaranth. Didn't know exactly how it was going to grow, but I thought it would get as big as the corn. It got much bigger. I had no idea it was a superfood. We'll look further into what we can do with this in a future episode. And this has a very big stalk. It's just fallen over. And from what I understand, these leaves are very good for you. That's quite a bit milder than spinach. What I do understand, they come from the beet family. And if you're growing the purple variety and you're going to use the seed heads to make tea, you steep them in the sun or you boil them, you can turn your water from pink to dark purple. That's got a really nice palate to it. I think if you use that for stir fry, it would enhance or take on any flavors you put in there. This would go real good with garlic and onions and anything else that you wanted to stir fry. I had no idea. Since we haven't done anything with this part of the garden, since we harvested the potatoes, we haven't even been watering over here because we're under that water restriction. And this is the newest part of the garden. It's had deep mulch on it the least amount of time. And from what I understand, amaranth doesn't mind poor soil. Not to say this is poor soil, but it's probably the poorest soil I got in this garden. So let's go ahead and plant some amaranth. I'm going to plant some beets off of the seeds that we're saving, and we'll see what we get. I may be planting a day or two early, but has anybody ever said you can't have enough beets? Both the beets and the amaranth are going to be on the what you can plant in August. So we're just going to roost out the beets. They've done really well. I got little patches of beets everywhere. We're just going to roost out these, scatter them out. We'll water them in. The beets are stout enough they can push up through the mulch, so I'm going to add a little mulch. I do have one that I took out of the container. Go ahead and just dig that down a little bit. Yeah, this soil's pretty dry. But this is one that we up-potted. It's got a ton of roots, but it wasn't going to get any bigger. So let's put this in the garden and see what we get. This way we have two superfoods side by side. Give both these a good drink, and then I'll get some more water. Now, I got some seeds from a seed exchange. Diana, I want to thank you for that. Except I wasn't sure exactly what to do with them. So I'm just going to do one row and scatter those very heavy because I'm not sure what's hulls and what's seeds. Got to roost out that. Good soil contact. We'll give those a drink. Do another row. Can't believe I'm doing rows. But I harvested this one last year. This was the last seed head we took last year, and it was pretty cool, but I didn't do anything with it. So let's see what kind of seeds we get. Now we're either not going to get anything, but we're going to have one heck of a patch. And I understand once you get these going, they transplant very easily. So that's another reason I don't mind planting these very heavy. For some reason, I don't think these are strong enough to push up through the mulch, because when I planted with that corn, I mulched that a little bit. Corn came up fine. We only had 2 or 3 in the amaranth come up. So I'm just going to make sure this has got a good soaking. There you go. I got an early jump on the August planting. 2 batches of superfood. We'll see what we get. I think that whole cluster is starting to show a little blush. I'm going to take them all inside, let them ripen up. The way to get really nice big tomatoes, keep those suckers pruned out, take out the bad lower leaves. After all, we're growing tomatoes, not leaves. I do want to thank you for stopping by the garden and spending a little time with us, looking at some superfood. Now I'm going to go have some superfood. Till next time, remember, take care of yourself, take care of your family. God bless you. Come on, let's plant. Let's go plant garden.